1, 2, test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Do we have audio yet? Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Still not hearing anything. Test. Probably in 3 seconds. 10, 9, 8. We should have audio now.
Test 1, 2, test.
Oh, sounds pretty good. Okay, let's go. Good morning. It's October 17, 2016, Monday. 7:30 a.m. here in New Hampshire. Let me switch this camera. It's a spooky looking camera. All right, maybe that's better. So, this is going to be a big crunch week for me. I haven't crunched in some time. You're not familiar with what crunch week is. It's when I used to work in the video game industry. This is what we would call the week before a big deliverable. I have a big deliverable next Monday. And it occurred to me that even though crunching isn't a desirable thing, I'm kind of in the mood to crunch. I would like to see what that's like again. And you know, crunching is like you're basically spending all of your time working on this one project to meet this one deliverable, you know, because it has to get done. And I think the thing, even though, you know, crunch time is one of those family and soul-destroying things if you do it too long, I think every once in a while there's a kind of epic quality to it that feels good. I mean, I guess in terms of development, it's one of those macho things that developers do. You know, we're there like for 18 hours a day. We're sleeping under the desks and then that stuff. And it was sometimes used to justify like who's a real developer and who's not a real developer, which isn't healthy. But since I'm just working by myself here, I kind of feel the desire to just see what it's like. Let's see. Let's make sure this is all working. So anyway, so I just went off over there. Let's turn this off. So anyway, that aside, what else is going on? This is my 50 minutes in the morning stream. It's slowly evolving into just like I'm waking up stream and sharing progress of what I'm doing. Last week I had started this bean project, I guess you could say it. Like, I'm trying to figure out frugal ways of making food that's easy. So I don't know if last week you remember, but there is these beans I've been working on. So I bought a pack of kidney beans. Taking a look at these. And I've been mixing these with rice. And they actually turn out to be pretty easy to make. And the flavoring is pretty simple too. And there's something I can... So what I did was I made 2 packs of beans. One based on a commercial mix and then one based on this, which I will go get because it's going to be breakfast. So this is just a whole pack of, I think it's like a small packet of red beans, and these are still cold, but I'll bring these over. And so the packet of beans is like $1.49. It makes like 8 cans worth of beans. So $1.49 plus the rice plus the can of tomato sauce I poured in, and so this is the commercial mix, and it's much more heavily spiced than mine. And then this is the stuff that I made, which, you know, still, you know, this is the first batch I ever made, so I don't think the density is there. So if I were going to taste them directly, in microwave, I just froze these two to see how the freezing process would work. The rice tastes fresher. It's actually real rice. It's like the California short grain rice. That's good. And then this is like some sort of parboiled medium grain. And you know, the difference is that this doesn't have as much sweetness as this because of the canned tomato, I think, paste I used with tomato crushed tomatoes, I think it was. It's like 99 cents for this big can of it. This has more chili powder in it. There's some kind of more but they're generally fairly comparable. And I can kind of like mine better. I mean, I could add more salt or less salt. Salting the taste seems to be the way to go. I think I put too much salt in it. But it's just pretty easy to play around with the spices and see where that goes too. So I would say that's a good experiment. That's basic staples number 1. So having some red beans and rice available as a staple, it's pretty filling. It's supposed to be good for you too. I need to figure out what the next staple is going to be. It might be the curry sauce. I have a bunch of these things. Over here, so I've been buying these little cans of, what does this say? These are Malaysian. I forget how much this thing was, like $1.99 or something like this, but you can make a really intense sauce out of this. And you mix it with coconut milk. So it's not the most cheapest thing you can get, but I'm thinking that if you can make a sauce out of something like this. You can get larger cans of it too to make it more cost efficient. That would be a good side thing to have, just to drizzle on a little bit of rice with a little bit of protein, and that could work. But one of those things just to work on. So that's what I've been thinking about lately on that project. Another big box of stuff over here that is going to be part of the basic exploration. Some more seasonings. Here's a package of the red beans I was looking at. This is like $1.49. It's 16 ounces. I'm sure there's cheaper ways to get it. The dirty rice mix, oats, stuff like that. So I need to send this off to my food exploration partner and see how what she does with the same ingredients. That'll be the interesting thing. So, okay, what else are we doing today? This is going to be crunch week, and I need to work on one of my other projects, one of my personal projects, so I lose momentum on them. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to my desktop chat and pull up Quiver, which is my desktop notebook. The chat room here on the side is running on Discord. Morning stream. Should type into it. And I guess I should join. I'm in one of the live stream on-air voice channel right now. So theoretically, if someone came in here and said something, I would actually notice it, and we could correspond. We could talk in real time. Let me turn on notifications so I can hear people talk. All right. So anyway, my continuity. This is the food packet project. This is the next box that I'm assembling. This I'm going to ship today. But 15-minute habit, this is the log that I keep for all the 15-minute projects I do in the morning. I'm not sure what today's is going to be. I've been not doing weekends too, which has been a good break. Last week I did music. I was counting up and down by what sounded like major thirds. But counting in steps, which were different than counting interval. Okay. So last week, let's do the music today because I'm just looking at it. Last week, what I did was I've been trying to figure out how to teach myself music composition, and I'm trying to teach myself by doing it wrong or by not following anyone else's instruction. I just want to explore and figure out how this works. You know, and at some point I may figure out that, okay, now I'm ready to get some real music instruction. But if in the past I found that my music instruction, with the exception of like one or two people, they really haven't been interested in, I guess, my desire to know why things are. Like, why are all these keys white and why are these black? why does this sound good? Why doesn't that sound good? They just say, shut up and do what I'm telling you. But I want to talk about that stuff. I think partly I detected, and this kind of drives me up the wall, that the musicians, as competent and excellent musicians as they were not necessarily, they didn't understand how it worked. And sometimes they didn't even know why they were doing it. They just knew that this is the way it was done, and they had mastered that, and they were going to teach me some sort of mechanical process to duplicate it. And you know what? I don't think I need help. Or, actually I would need motivation to do that. But I want to know really about how... It's the theory that interests me about the music, as well as the way it sounds. And so I need to engage that part of my brain for me to be able to, I think, feel like I'm learning it. I'm not interested in learning it for the sake of being able to play a piece well. I'm interested in learning it because there's some mystery about music that I want to figure out that's maybe more related to design than it is to performance. Although performance is a thing that I'm interested in experiencing more, because I think there's more to be learned from doing that. But anyway, let me load up Reason and let me start the 50-minute timer. So now we are officially doing this thing. Let me load in the last music file in Reason. Let me confirm that noise is coming out. It looks like it's streaming to the stream so people can hear what I'm doing. And I need a pair of headphones now so I can actually hear what I'm playing. Because right now I'm not hearing anything. You're hearing it, but I'm not hearing it. So I have some old Grado SR80s, I think these are. A well-regarded, inexpensive headphone. Okay, now I'm hearing stuff. I heard a booping noise. Where did the booping noise come from? I don't know. Alright, what am I doing? We're already lost a minute setting up and babbling. So... Okay, so I was working on this melody thing, but that reminds me, my friend Carl forwarded me this cool link the other day. And how come I can't now? Because the reason it's not full screen. Interesting. I've lost it. Let me add a desktop here, and let's go to YouTube. Let's see if we can find this again, because this was really cool. This was very informative and right along the lines of the kind of things I'm doing. Let's see. History. Yes, this.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email.
Let's suppose we skip this video.
Hello, it's Andrew Huang. Last week I talked about
So I'll
how
type
music
this
often
link.
follows somewhat logical story-like patterns, and with that in mind, I shared half a melody that I invited you to
I just
finish
pasted this into the
composing.
live stream. So basically what this guy did, he's like a music nerd on YouTube, and he wrote this melody that invited everyone else to finish. 147 submissions, and he broke them down by category. There's a blog post here that breaks it down, like, so how other people solved it. And this was interesting because it showed me all at once a whole bunch of other people's approaches, and they had responses and videos, and it was like super cool. And so anyway, I thought I would share that. I'm going to put this link into my Quiver notebook, which I've lost. Here it is. And looked at, his name is Andrew Huang. 147 music approaches. This is Melody Challenge, let's call it. And so one thing I was thinking about today with my own things is maybe I need to finish this one phrase and then space it out. So maybe we'll do that today in the 11 minutes I have remaining. So how did this go? This was... doesn't let it up the keys here. If I started here on whatever this note is, that's a C, D, E. And then I jumped up what looks like a fifth or a sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's just play it. Dun, dun. Okay, slow down the BPMs. Or let me just slide all these things out. I wonder if this will let me do this. So this is the MIDI note editor for Reason. This is what I use to record podcasts. I just can double click it. All right. Oh, that's cool. So let's move these to. How does this work? This is a song mode. So I can edit it. I just want to space these out, but I'm not sure how much to space them out. Maybe it's I need to that's a B. An E, B, and then it goes back up to an E. So that's like an octave? Is that? No, it's more than an octave. One. I don't know what. So it does a big jump. So this is, and this must be the next phrase then. So how's the rating? And so, alright, let's move these notes. Dun, dun, dun. So let's put 4 notes per one of these block things. How long is this block? It looks like it's, they zoom in on it. And seeing that there's some notation of 1, 1, and 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. So 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. So these are measures. So this is, I want to spread all these 8 notes across here, I think. And then the next one. Let's give these each 2. No, that's not us. How long is this? I think this last note is longer. Yeah, last note. I believe it's also a way I can like loop this. Where do I loop this? I thought there was a loop. So I've set the left and the right. Oh, maybe it's this. This seems a little bit too early. That's kind of abrupt. Maybe I just need to space these out. Let's just start with that. And let's move this to the next one. The next phrase. How come there's 9 notes? I thought there was going to be 8. That would fit neatly in it. It's a different, like, it's interesting how you move these around, then they have a little difference. I think maybe this is so dumb. This is so simple. Maybe just So this is, oh, okay, that's because this is not actually a whole measure. These are two measures. Can I expand this? How do I zoom this out? It's like this. Oh, I want to see the numbers. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really fast. So. So then the phrase, so then it's, how do I want the timing to go? So I was thinking like dun 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 dun. Just like a metronome, I think. How do I turn on the metronome? Click. Now it sounds like some sort of. That's not what I want. Dun dun dun. So is the one I want? I guess it. So the timing is way too fast. Let's drop this at 80 beats per minute. And then we can adjust the velocities. Oops. I moved that. So how come this doesn't match up to an exact number of this? There's some timing thing that I'm doing wrong. Maybe that note has to be held longer. I'm not sure. Now the timing seems wrong. So it's probably, how do you determine these kind of lengths of notes? Maybe I'm doing it all too precisely. We edit these dun 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 dun. Those, but it's, why isn't it not matching up? It's like going. There's like how many of these things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this what a key signature? No, what's that thing when you have the 4 over the 4 and time signature? Is that what it is? How do you determine a time signature? Is that what we're doing? Is that even what it's called? A time signature, an indication of rhythm following a clef. Expression is a fraction with the denominator defining the something of the something. So, like, how do you know the difference between? The lower number indicates a note value that represents one beat, the beat unit. The upper number indicates how many such beats are grouped together in a bar. 3/4 is a simple signature that represents 3/4 notes. There's a basic feel of bold. 1 note, 3. Each quarter note might comprise the lengths of 2/8 notes. There's 6 such notes. 3 in a bar. Is that what I ended up with? How many? What's the number I have of things I have in a bar? Dun 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 dun. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 in a bar, so maybe I'm doing 6. 1, 2, so I wonder if I can set the key signature. Is there a thing for oh, what's this? Let's call this 3. Oops, maybe it won't let me do it. 6? Oh, that's a time signature. It won't let me do a 6. 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? It's I wouldn't have it by 6. That would be the same as a 1, 2, or 2, 3. It doesn't seem. I guess there are standard time signatures, or maybe this is 3, 4. 3 quarter notes. Dun 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 dun. So if it's 3, does this change the spacings? 3, 1, 3. So there's 3 bars. What does this sound like now? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's like I do have 6 in here. How is that even happening? All right. But time is up. Tried to finish the melody I had started on whenever that day was. Save as. This is the 12:17 session. 12:12 was the last time we made that up. And 10:12 played around trying to figure out time signature and squish or swish notes around to get the time, get them in the right place, get them roughly in the right place. And that's where we're leaving off for today. The 1017 reason file. All right. So I have completed, that's today's 15-minute project push on a project otherwise that would not get done at all. I've got a number of different ones. I should maybe really stick with one, but I think one thing I'm realizing again about myself is that I actually need quite a bit of variety for my brain to feel alive. And so sticking to one thing for a long time, I can maybe do it for 2 weeks max, but then I go crazy and had to just spaz out and do different things. So I guess I'm just flipping back and forth between things today. I guess we looked at baked, or not baked beans, at bean plus rice project. That's something else that we did today. All right, so now I have to eat some breakfast, re-microwave those beans I made so they're actually warm. So apparently 2 minutes for 2 of those things isn't enough. 3 minutes probably would have been better for reheating those things that are frozen. But they kept frozen, which was exciting. I'm going to move some of those beans into some freezer bags and then see how long I can pace out each bag to get an idea of how long each one lasts. But yeah, all right, so now I'm woken up. Now I'm going to start my crunch week, which means there's no time for emotion and feeling. There is only work to be done. And I will be logging this throughout the week. I might share some of the co-working sessions for that. Depends how the first ones go, or how I'm not supposed to feel anything, but we'll just see how the starting up goes. I'm kind of tired now too, but tiredness is not part of the equation either. In a way, this is a good test of discipline, which I don't normally like to do, but this will be a good test, as I keep saying. Anyway, that's the stream for today. This morning, right now it's around 8 o'clock here on the East Coast of the United States, and I will be back tomorrow morning around 7:30 a.m. Have a good one.